Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the Arai Corsair V Race Carbon helmet. This is it. It's the Race Carbon. This is the $4,000 helmet. This is the most ridiculous product we have at RevZilla.com. Let's walk through it at a detailed level. The first thing you're probably wondering is, it's a full carbon fiber helmet from Arai. It's the Corsair V. What's the weight difference between a traditional Corsair V, which uses a Kevlar carbon fiber fiberglass weave in the outside or external shell construction, and the Race Carbon? So let's grab this Corsair V Danny, throw it up on the scale. This is a medium. There are two mediums, 1,585 grams. So I'm going to pull the Danny off now, and let's go with our medium. This is a production level helmet. This is our RevZilla's helmet. Let's throw this bad boy up here. 1,370 grams. Now, if you translate that into ounces, I'll tell you what it comes down to. The Corsair V, the normal version, is going to be 3 pounds, 3 pounds, 8 ounces. So that is 3.5 pounds. The Corsair V Race Carbon is 3 pounds, 0.6 ounces. So that's 7.4 ounces different, almost a complete half of a pound shaved off this helmet. And I will tell you that when you have it on your head, and we spent time in it, we have our own, that the way that the balance is set up on the Arai helmet is something that people don't realize. The way they balance the center of gravity is that it distributes the weight evenly around your head, and you don't feel it pulling in the front, you don't feel it pulling to the rear. I'll tell you from experience that when this helmet is on your head, it almost feels too light. You dramatically notice that half a pound difference. Now let's talk about the difference in the carbon fiber here completely as it stands, and why it's taken so long for us to see a full carbon fiber version from Arai. Truth be told, a lot of times within the market, when you see carbon fiber on some of the competitors' helmets, they're using still a composite carbon fiber, so they're using other materials. The layers of the helmet might be an outer layer of carbon fiber, you might see some fiberglass in there, there might be some Dyneema, and really the reason is that that accent style carbon fiber, which looks great, is really a little bit, it's actually a lot too brittle to be used in the full construction of the helmet. The big breakthrough in the last few years that came from Arai that allows us to see this Race Carbon hit the market is that it really stemmed from the Formula One program. Arai discovered a methodology to use carbon fiber on its own, so every layer of this helmet is carbon fiber. There are no other materials. If you pull out all of the guts, the inner shell is carbon fiber as well. And what they've allowed it to do is they've developed a methodology using this 90-degree weave, which actually, as you go down in layers, there's multiple layers of carbon fiber, it will actually change for strength. But flexibility is the key here. So they had to develop a carbon fiber methodology that will, remember, a shell of a helmet is an energy management system. And when you induce the energy or you induce a force or an impact, it can't break. And traditional carbon fiber on its own is brittle and it wants to break. You know, as we spent some time with Arai, and they told us, and they spent time and they kind of walked us through, the sheets of carbon fiber, which are actually used at multiple levels to create the shell of this helmet, actually on their own are so malleable that you can actually bend them and almost touch them without it breaking. Whereas a normal piece of carbon fiber that could go into a more accent-driven helmet, or you think about the type of carbon fiber that might surround the Speedo on your bike, that kind of carbon fiber, when you start to bend it, it is going to eventually snap. Now, if we look at the standout features here, remember, the cost of this helmet goes into the exotic factor, it goes into the time it takes to make it. Arai has 10 shell masters that do all of their Corsair V shells in the world. That's it. A typical shell master can make 140 Corsair V shells in a day. For a Race Carbon, the way that this helmet is constructed, the painstaking approach to this, they can produce one shell in one day on a 10-hour shift. So if you think about where that cost goes, it's the exotic factor, it's the weight saving factor. You know, I'm going to go, based on everything that we've looked at and everything we've seen in the testing, is the carbon fiber version of the Corsair V more safe than the normal Corsair V? It's not. It's that same super apex level of protection you're expecting from Arai. It's the exotic nature and the weight savings and really the style that you're investing in this helmet. You know, they're using the weave. You can see it on the outside. It's completely opposing. You can see that even on the top, The weave is completely offsetting, so it's mirrored on both sides of the helmet. You're using the smoke diffusers, so you can actually see through the diffusers, which in my opinion is a really cool touch. And for those of you that are new to the Corsair 5, make sure you watch our full detailed breakdown. But really, this is the most aggressive top-end helmet on the market for racing. So a lot of pros wear it. There are a lot of people that aren't sponsored by Arai that choose to wear this helmet regardless of if they have to pay for it or not. Using kind of this anthracite but reflective Arai logo that is really muted here on the front, and the ventilation is going to be phenomenal. You have the horseshoe pattern with the vent holes and the diffusers that aid in the Venturi effect, the free flow system which comes down through around this spoiler down here that's going to pull your breath out and allow this to be a non-fogging shield even without a coating on it. Ventilation in the front, the eyelid vents that vent to your temporal arteries that again aid in the ventilation system. But overall, you're looking at the normal Corsair 5 is somewhere in that $700 to $800 range, and the Corsair 5 Race Carbon is again $39.95. You're talking about a $4,000 helmet. They are made to order. RevZilla is investing them. We're buying them. We will be stocking them, but we order from Arai. Arai makes the helmets to order. They're not making 600 of these for this year. They're making as many as RevZilla and some of our competitors are willing to buy and invest in, knowing that this is a specific piece. So if you have any questions about the Arai Corsair 5 Race Carbon helmet, absolutely call us. This is going to be something you want to talk about. You want to discover and invest in, or discover a little bit more about before you're willing to pull the trigger on. Please give us a shout. There's a handful of guys that have spent a lot of time with this helmet on our staff that are really happy to speak to you. You can find us at cs@revzilla.com or 877-792-9455. And you can certainly find the Corsair 5 Race Carbon at revzilla.com/Arai. As always, it's a bit over 39 bucks. We're going to ship it for free. We're actually not going to exchange this guy. These are kind of one and done since it is a build to order piece. So keep that in mind when you are buying them, and we will happily allow you to earn Team Zilla cash on this guy because it is over $100, obviously. Thank you for watching our detailed breakdown. And remember, watch that full Corsair 5 video that we have on the Arai Corsair 5 Race Carbon Super Apex Pinnacle Carbon Fiber Helmet, available at revzilla.com/Arai. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.